Hello everybody, this is take part 1, Gregorian Chant for beginners. This is a 4-part series. The first part is, as you have seen right now, on YouTube, and part 2, 3 and 4 will be provided at the links below on the screen. If you click on there you can get part 2, 3 and 4. I have gathered a very mixed choir of very mixed background, so that we can rehearse together the Gregorian chant. Some are very experienced, some are just freshly pulled off the street and have thankfully agreed to take part in this, so that I can rehearse meaningfully with the choir this chant. Before we start, there's a couple of things we have to clarify. The first biggest question, Mark Twain once said, if you want your crew to build a ship, do not teach them first how to use hammer and nail, but teach them the longing for the big wide sea. And so while our first part will be very rough sounding, and you at home probably will be very rough sounding, it is for us to learn the yearn and long for Gregorian chant. So the big question is, why Gregorian chant? For Catholics, it's a very simple answer, because the Church tells us so. And the Church has demanded this from us throughout the millennia, that this is the music proper to the Mass. But why should a Lutheran, why should even maybe a Muslim learn how to chant? Well, chant started about 100 AD in Rome and grew out of the very Mediterranean climate, which had lots of quarter tones in it, and was based on quarter tone scales. And at around 100 AD, the first chants started popping up, and they were now based on whole tones and half tones, which was a brand new thing at the time, and whole new building blocks of music. Before we had zeros, ones and twos, and now the language, so to say, like programming language, has zeros and ones, whole tones and half tones, and starts creating a whole new language with these two basic building blocks of it. And so it is really like getting a brand new music for a brand new covenant that God was giving us. And so Gregorian chant really connects us with the essence of what it means to be a human being. It's so intricate, woven into us, into our very DNA, that chanting itself really brings us back to our roots and even further back to actually the living God. It is God's voice. And so it is also very important for other human beings than Catholics to start thinking about chants and maybe even try it and literally take a chance with it. Because it connects us with who we are very truly deep down as human beings. And it is useful too. You can get a perfectly soft-boiled egg when you chant Resurrexi plus the Psalm plus the Gloria Patri. You always get a very nice golden half-moist center in the middle of the egg. So it is also very useful for everybody. So we're going to jump right into it, and we have a sheet of music lined up. We are learning this on YouTube and with our choir, as they used to in the very olden days when churches could not afford a handwritten book for everybody. They used to have very large books that were shared by the entire choir. And so I have grown up one page of Gregorian chant right here. And this is about the size, maybe still a bit smaller, but about the size of what the old books used to be. And we're all going to share together from this one sheet of music. First of all, you will notice that there's square notes there. Every square, really, even if it's somewhat angled, if it's somewhat jaggedy, they all are a note, and I will lead you through it. You see here on top, that is a C clef. From the first note, all you have to do is count down. C, B, A, G, F, E, D. So our first note is a D. So we have D, D, lower notes are sung first, and then F, D, F, and going on like this. Here the same note comes 3 times in a row, which we will sing, and in other parts of Take a Chance I will talk in more detail about whether to slur or to repeat these notes. For the time being we will sing 3 notes like this. Resurrexi. By the way, the words, I have risen and I am with you still, Alleluia. You have laid your hand upon me, Alleluia. This is what the church assumes Jesus will have said to doubting Thomas as he is appearing to him. That's the meaning of the words. So I'm going to just simply now sing the opening one straight through, and then you copy me. Resurrexi. Everybody. Resurrexi. One more time, please. Resurrexi. Et adhuc tecum su. Et adhuc tecum su. We're not going to go further because I will explain what this means. One more time from et. Et adhuc tecum su. And so on, yes. This here is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes. When you have such a setup, when 2 notes are directly on top of each other, such as this, the bottom note is sung first and the top note second. And then we have what looks like to be a bar diagonally going down. And then we have a stick going up, a stem, and a short note. And that is all different notes. 1, 2, here's a note, 3, here's a note, 4, and here's a note, 5. So we have them zoom. Give that a try. Zoom. Very good. One more time. Zoom. Very good. One more time. Zoom. And from et. Et adhuc tecum sum. Very good. Now we'll take it right from the beginning. Resurrexi. Et adhuc tecum sum. Very good. Now we'll take it one more time from here to there. Resurrexi. Et adhuc tecum sum. And now I'm going to go on shortly. Now you see here sort of a half note that looks like the photocopier didn't quite make it. But that is not the case. This is how that note is printed. And this note is not to be sung. It is sort of just a cut-off note with a stem on it at the end of the line. It is called a custos, which means the Latin word for guardian. And it guards the next line. It lets the more experienced sight reader know that this is actually the pitch of the next line. And if you go to the very end, here you have another cut-off half note, another custos, not to be sung, but it's already the warning that this is the pitch on the next line, and so on, and so on. So this is a sight reading help for the custos. So I'm going to take it from the Alleluia. Alleluia. Give it a try. Alleluia. Resurrexi, et advocate tecum sum, Alleluia. Very good. So you see, it's not very difficult to do. You might also wonder, why is he repeating it so often? Well, because the goal is that by the end of part 1 and 2, you actually have already memorized what we learned. This is how it was taught for millennia, that the choirs would memorize it, the boys would grow up and they would teach it to their choirs. And between 100 AD and until about 1150 AD, Gregorian chant had spread all over Europe with very great exactitude, with hardly any changes among the different places that were doing chants. So we'll do one more time from the beginning, please. Resurrexi. One more time. You're getting a little bit too slurry on it. Listen carefully. 3 notes, connected yet separate. Give it a try. Very good. Now we're going Resurrexi. Just till there. Resurrexi. And one more time, the Alleluia. That's how it's done. Now we'll try it right from the beginning again. Resurrexi. Et advocate tecum sum. Getting a bit sloppy on my separated notes there. One more time, please, from Alleluia. Alleluia. Right. And when you do this chant in the church, these separated notes in the dry acoustic that we're hearing it sounds somewhat strange. But when you do this in a very wet acoustic in a church with lots of echo, it actually sounds quite beautiful and helps with clarity of the chant. Let's do it one more time. Actually, I'm going to get us the note fresh from the bakery here. This is an old a rebuild of an old troubadour or trouvère organ. This is the kind of thing they would have had strapped on the backs of the donkeys as they went from town to town. And this is a very exact rebuild of that. So I'm going to get us the note for this. So now we have a good note ready. Resurrexi. Et advocate tecum sum. Next little bit, posu isti super me. Posu isti. Here we go. Posu isti. Here the printer did fudge a little bit. What that is technically called, and please don't worry about the technical names right now. The test will be after 4, part 4. It's called a quisma, and you have a basic note, then you have a sort of zigzaggy note like this, and a third one going on top, a third noon going on top, and this is called a quisma. And the way this works is this is long, this is short, and this is regular tempo. Like this. And this is what we have here, a quisma. You see how I slightly delay the first note on that. So let's try it from Resurrexi. So what do we have here? Quisma, yes, that is correct. So here's another one. So we tried from super daddy. Good, one more time from Resurrexi. Here we go. Very good. Let's take it from Now I will do something that is not really in style but very helpful and can have its beauty in its own right. I will accompany you while you sing this. Now we move on. And what do we have here? Quisma, right. So from Manum. Very beautiful. Let's take it from Resurrexi, please. Mastered the first two lines. So now we will put you to the test, and we're going to try it straight from the beginning. I won't be too much in your way of the music sheet, but at this point you can already start becoming a little bit independent of it. If you please rise. Resurrexi.
Oh,
a seat, please. And on that somewhat crooked note, we shall end part 1. So if you please follow the links below, you can check in for part 2, 3 and 4. Thank you very much.